So this is not a Satanist video, it's just an Austrian video. Let's finally talk about AI. We created the idea that music is a problem to solve. This is the correct framework, in my opinion, to approach the discussions about AI. I will explain why. I took a long time to speak about AI, and the reason for this is that there is a lot of junk about this. So everyone wants to have an opinion, but no one wants to work for the opinion. So everyone wants to appear like the cool, popular, influential opinion giver in the forums, but few people, they want to actually do the work. The reason for this is because the work will almost always lead you to philosophical problems when it comes to AI and a lot of things today. And who wants to do the philosophical problem? Work? No one. Even academics in philosophy nowadays, they depend a lot on the job market that is only academic. So this starts to create a lot of ass kissing. So basically, even for the academic philosophers, the hard work of true confrontation of problems is very weak. What we have is the mob mentality everywhere. So the collective mentality everywhere, and not the true confrontation of ideas. So this created a cloudy discussion around AI as well, and principally in the music environment, principally cinematic composition environment. It creates a very cloudy repetition of cliches, and also in our beloved YouTube, there is also very cloudy junk repetition of cliches that try to simplify something that is unfortunately not that simple. Now, after this small introduction, explaining why I took so long to speak about it, I would. So I want to explain the first statement that I did at the beginning, and this also explains why I waited to talk about it, because I didn't have still the correct insight, and this is, I think, one of the entrance doors for this to handle this problem. So we created an environment that makes music a problem. Now, this is in part to blame on musicians or composers, but principally we have the so-called industry. And from the point of view of industry or entertainment industry, music starts to be a problem. When is music a problem? So you have an advertising and you need music for this. You have a movie, the Spider-Man number 27, and then you need music for this, sounding like Hans Zimmer for the 27th time. Now, when this happens, we start to understand music more as a problem than as a free expression. The concept of problem is absolutely extrinsic to the idea of freedom. So when you have a problem in your kitchen, you have to solve the problem. You are not free to solve the problem. It's not like you have the choice to solve the problem in different ways or something like this. So the concept of problem will determine the way that you approach the problem, and probably the problem itself already determines the type of solution that is needed for it. I think this is something that the Deleuze said in the Logic of the Sense, if I remember. So the problem already determines what you should do. The problem uh, excludes any possibility of doing things in very different ways. What is the essence of artistic creativity? That is based on freedom, not on pure problem solving. Now, the creative act has a very interesting aspect related to problems as well, but here it is the free setting of problems. So you have also the intrinsic problems of art as art in itself. They are artistic problems, and they don't deny the ability and your freedom of solving those problems in very different ways. So, for example, the music has also its problems. So, for example, are you going to use C major, the C major key for your whole life? But music as such is still allowed the possibility to solve these problems in very different ways. Now, the problem in the context of the music industry framing music as a problem is a little bit different. Okay, you can set music in some types of way, but the advertising of the Ferrari or Gillette or the 27th Spider-Man movie wants a music like the Hans Zimmer for the 27th time again to be risk-free, and this type of problem is always more and more and more narrow, so it shrinks the freedom a lot. Now, even with some narrow spectrum of possibilities, the key takeaway here is how the concept of pure creativity or artistic goals is absolutely forgotten. What we have is a problem that we have to solve right now, and if we solve the problem, this is already the criteria of value, that the problem is solved. It's not that we want the best Spider-Man music ever. So they are not thinking like this. They are thinking about how can we solve the Spider-Man soundtrack Hans Zimmerist music in the most effective manner without risks. And risks here, there are financial risks, there are time risks, there are relational risks of, so how to hire a composer that does not vote for Trump, and all this type of secondary faults, they are in the minds of those who are creating the situation that is the problem, and also creating the situation that's the solution for the problem. So what it happens is that this logic of the entertainment industry starts to create a vicious cycle where the same one that gives with one hand takes with the other hand. Okay, so this is the logic that we are in. And before you start to criticize society and capitalism, before you start to go in this very basic teenager no sense, you should understand that capitalism is not fully an ideology the way that communism, socialism is. So basically, we have a lot of mixed forms that create the whole complexity that we are living. Do you think that China and neo-Marxists want to really defund and destroy TikTok? No, they are happy with the mass algorithm, okay? And this mass algorithm is engineered by technologies that were made possible by our free market scheme as an economic scheme. So to resume this issue, it is almost like someone takes a tool that is made for something and start to use it for another thing and pervert the use of a tool. So if I have a hammer, I can use the hammer to build this or to destroy this fucking satanic imagery. No, it's not satanic, but it looks like this, no? This is typical here in Austria, so don't be afraid. Now, this logic of the problem solution is the most important thing to understand in order to frame AI properly. Servus, grüß Gott. Yeah. So this is the correct framework, and who has patience to stay for 10 minutes here to understand how to speak about a problem based on a more evident and objective foundation. So of course the AI problem can be approached from many sides, but I think this one is very important for music. Now, when you have the problem, the music as a problem, then what happens? Now, the moment that we have a technology that quickly solves the problem, we are going to use this technology without any ethical concern. So the people posting job posts the whole time for composers to make to compose AI music. So I saw many, I posted many. So requirement, experience composing AI music with Suno. So how beautiful. So for more than 1 year, I didn't have this. I never saw this 2 years before. And this virus is only possible because we have music as a problem now, and important is to solve the problem. So they don't see music as an artistic value. They see music as a problem. So this is why only you are concerned if the pizzicatos are doubled by the timpani or not at some moment. So only the true composer notice the difference, and if there is a snare doubling or not. So if there is this slight military touch of the snare or not. So if you use flutes and piccolo, okay, and so if you add the piccolo and snare, or if you take it out, so this will make a very important change in your music. And only you, if you study with me, you capture the nuance, because you are not only a recipe follower like the typical dub composer of today. So you work always in the level of nuance and aesthetic judgment in every millisecond of what you do, and you work years to understand the finest change in music, and you are able to recognize this when you listen to music as well. So you are, I hope so, a true artist of integrity, and you are in the opposite of the environment that created this problem solution thinking. Now, when we have the possibility to solve the problem quickly, then we are going to use it. And AI is proving more and more that it can create some types of solutions for some type of musical genres, exactly the genres where the artistic standards are the lowest. Okay, so the thing with AI is that it's hard to only see the negative things. A positive thing is that actually AI shows the music that you should not compose actually. So if your music is easily AIable, then we have a problem. Okay, it looks like it looks like your music is based on very spoiled standards created by the market that sees music as a as a as one of the items of mass engineering in the latest in the deepest observation that this topic of another research that I'm doing. So basically, the standards they are very spoiled standards. They are not true artistic standards. So they are not standards based in high culture. What is the high culture? Is the culture that goes beyond its own time. Now, the AI discussion needs a lot this type of conceptual philosophical framework. And because I am lazy, and because some people say that my videos are too long, I am finishing here and invite you to my course Philosophy for Composers to properly understand these issues and the complexity of these issues. That is not like don't use AI or something like this. Unfortunately, the situation is not so easy like this. It requires still a lot of understanding and principally a lot of working out philosophical concepts to make you able to do a proper judgment and analysis of what is going on. And this is, if you want to think from the careerist point of view, this is what will make you stand out. Because if there is something very interesting that AI calls it, is that it creates a very clear line between the creative people and the people of the reproductive people. So the reproductive guys, everyone who does the Hans Zimmer orchestration, Brahms, recipe, they will be substituted very easily. So this is the most interesting thing of this thinking. So some people, they think that they are in the limelight of marketing and musical network and musical industry, but actually they are in a ship that is going to sink. For example, they follow the whole Hollywood, the mainstream thing, without actually understanding that Hollywood is sinking, at least this Hollywood that we had in the last 10 years. So this is the advantage of dedicating some time for intellectual issues. This will also make you able to see what is common and not be attached in your present. What is the characteristic of the subculture? So when you start to search for the high culture, you are going beyond your own time, and this make you able to also understand historic patterns. What allows you to think better about historic predictions and prediction of tendencies. So even artistic tendencies and market tendencies. As we know, the philosophers, they were not bad predictors of the future, the philosophers and intellectuals. So we can quote very interesting examples of intellectuals who almost predicted what was going to come. And by the way, Hegel has very interesting take about this. So see you later. Subscribe, give a like, comment, share if you want to also support any type of not sucking junk content, abuse of your attention like many people are doing nowadays. So see you later. Ciao, ciao.